Okay, we're going to take a look at how to use the box method to factor when our a value to a trinomial is not 1. So here we have 5 for the a value. So for both box method and grouping method, we start off doing the diamond. Okay, in the top part we do the first times the last, our a times c, and I'm going to keep the x's with it. So 5x squared times negative 18 would be negative 90x squared. On the bottom here, we're going to put our b value. So that would be a negative 1x. So now I need to think of two numbers that would multiply to give me negative 90 and add to give me negative 1. If we have troubles thinking of something, we can make a little list of all my factors of 90. So 1 times 90, 2 times 45, 3 times 30, 5 times, let's see, 18. Oh, we have 5 times 18. 6 can go into 90. 6 times 15. 7 can't go. 8 can't go. 9 can go. Okay, so I make this list of factors, and it has to multiply to be negative, which means one of these numbers will have to be a negative number. So if I made this negative 1 and 90, that would equal 89 when I go to add it. So that won't work out. 2 and 45, sorry, that wouldn't work. That won't work, that won't work. So 9 and 10, if I made 10 negative, then 9 minus 10 would give me this negative 1. So I'm going to put my answer here, but put an x with it. So 9x times negative 10x will multiply to give us negative 90x squared. That x times x gives us the x squared. And then 9x minus 10x would give us this negative 1. So that's what we're going to use. So when we go to do the box method, we're trying to replace the b term here using these two numbers. So these two numbers replace the b term. We don't use anything else from the diamond method for the box. So this is how we set up the box. Okay, in the top left corner you always put the first term, so I'm going to put 5x squared. Bottom right you put negative 18. And then for these two squares, instead of this negative x, we have these two new numbers. So I'll have 9x and negative 10x. Okay, so using the box method, we're trying to find the GCF in each row and column. So if I look in this first column, my GCF between 5 and negative 10 would be 5. 5 can divide into both of these. Also look at your variables. If they both have the same variable, that can also factor out. So we can't take out x squared because this only has one x. 9 and 18, 9x and 18, they both do not have x, but we can divide 9 out of both. Now looking here, 5 and 9, there is nothing in common, so 1 would be the GCF, but they both have an x, so it would be a 1x. And then down here we have negative 10 and negative 18. Since these are both negative, I'll take out a negative, and 2 can go into both. Okay, in box method, if these two numbers are negative, then these two on the outside will be negative. If they're both negative in a column or in a row, then it's going to be negative coming out of that column or row. So to check if my work is correct, 5x times x gives me 5x squared. 9 times x gives me 9x. 5x times negative 2 gives me negative 10x. And 9 times negative 18 gives me negative 2. So my final answer here will be 5x plus 9 and then x minus 2. And that's my factored answer here. If you're unsure of this answer, you can go and multiply it out to see if you get this original problem, which that's what we're going to do here. So I have 5x plus 9 and x minus 2. So So this is just checking my work. Okay, 5x times x is 5x squared. 5x times negative 2 minus 10x. 9 times x plus 9x. 9 times negative 2 is minus 18. Combine my like terms here. I have 5x squared minus x minus 18. And this is the same thing that I started off with here. So this is our answer in the factored form.